that relies strictly on rainwater to replenish itself. We don't have any rivers, lakes, streams, nothing like that that feeds the Everglades. So again, we have to rely on the rain. We get all of our replenishment out here during the months of May through November, which is our rainy season. The rest of the year, this water level can fluctuate up to 7 feet. The Everglades starts just a little bit south of Orlando. It actually used to start right where Walt Disney World sits. They came in 1963 and bought that property. They backfilled it, and then they started to build their amusement parks. So now, like I said, it starts a little south of there. It goes all the way down to the very tip of Florida, down to Florida City. That's where it meets up with the Gulf of Mexico. It takes up nearly 1.5 million acres, or 5,000 square miles. The average depth out here ranges in between 1/2 inch and 34 to 38 feet. That's in the deep water canals that were dredged back in the early 1900s by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Below the water level, there's 16 to 34 inches of mud. Below the mud, there's a layer of limestone, and then there's a layer of coral rock. All this water out here filters through all of those layers. It ends up in a large underground river that's called the Biscayne Aquifer. That's where all of us down here in South Florida get our fresh and our drinking water. This area we're in right now, this is the farthest point east in the Everglades. The depth out here right now is only about 1 foot to 4 foot. A lot of areas it's not even that deep. The animals you'll normally see out here are, of course, the American alligator. We also have some very large soft-shelled turtles out here. Some of those turtles can get up to 4 feet across their back. They're huge. The fishing's also outstanding. We get people from all over the world out here to fish. It's nothing to catch an 8 to 9 pound largemouth bass. We also have the peacock bass. They're a beautiful fish. They're from South America. And we have the catfish, mudfish, brim, oscar. We even have some large freshwater tarpon. They can get 5 to 7 foot long. Once you cross over that highway out in front of our place, that's US 27. It gets a lot drier on that other side. Plus there's a lot more land masses over there. So you're going to run into larger animals. The white-tailed deer, the bear, the Florida cougar, the wild hog. And if you're real lucky, you might even see a panther. Those panthers are on the endangered species list. But there's still about 150 of them left in existence. Every once and again, people do spot them. All right, folks, I don't see no gators here.
Can we use some of these smaller kids for bait and see if we can get one?
Well, I've done that before, and it seems to work pretty well. these alligators is from the very tip of their nose to their eyes, in inches. Then multiply it by 12, you have the overall length. These gators have bumps on their back that are called scoots. Those scoots do two things. First and foremost, they act as a solar panel. The American alligator needs to have their body temperature above 82 degrees. That starts the digestion process for their food. Second thing those scoots do is act as their defense device. It's survival of the fittest out here. It is birds, fish, turtles, raccoons, snakes, anything they can eat in about 2 to 3 bites. Count by the Fish and Game Division, they said there's 1.5 million alligators out here. I think that number's low. I come out here a lot at nighttime on a private airboat with a spotlight. I can see these alligators up to 1/8 of a mile away. As soon as I hit them with that spotlight, their eyes glow a bright red in color. I think there's more like 2 million of them out here. These alligators are amazing creatures. They even have the ability to change their heartbeat down to 4 to 7 beats a minute. That allows them to stay underwater up to 8 hours at a time. They can also jump up to half their body length, straight out of the water. They have that much power in their tail. The alligators also have sets of eyelids. One of those sets is clear. Those are the ones they shut when they go into the water, so you don't damage your eyes in the grasses we have. The other set's just like that. Alligators also have amazing eyesight, but they can only see out the sides of their eyes. Like I said, the alligator has in between 2,500 and 3,500 pounds per square inch of closing pressure on their jaws. They can virtually crush anything, but then it only takes about 5 pounds of pressure to keep that jaw closed. That's why a lot of times you'll see them on television with just a little tape wrapped around their mouth. That's all it takes to keep that mouth shut. Let's go see what else we can find.